Hello guys and welcome to today's video. In today's video we're going to talk all about adjectives. Now we have two types of adjectives, the attributive and the predicative. The predicative adjective follows the noun it is describing, even though there's a pre in there. Don't be fooled, don't make my mistake. Predicative adjective follows the noun it is describing. In Afrikaans, we call this die predikatiewe byvoeglike naamwoord. Quite a mouthful, yes. Now, byvoeglike naamwoord literally means to add to the noun. Byvoeg, to add to or to add on. Naamwoord is just a noun, so to add on or to noun. Perfect description. The attributive precedes the noun it is describing. So, in Afrikaans, it is die attributiewe byvoeglike naamwoord. Die attributiewe byvoeglike naamwoord. Now, this sounds like the beautiful girl walks, and the predicative sounds like the girl is beautiful. So you see the difference is beautiful in both cases describing the girl, and the one just follows and the one precedes. So that's literally the distinction. In Afrikaans, this does get important because there are some distinction rules, and that's what we're going to focus on. So the first one on our list is the attributive, the adjective that follows the noun. For example, die boxer is mooi. Now, you can, like we've seen in the previous video, we do have positive degrees, comparative degrees, and superlative degrees. Now, most adjectives, almost all of them, in fact, have degrees of comparison. So when you see a degree of comparison, you could know that the chances are that it's an adjective. Okay, so that's a good way to distinguish what is an adjective. But yeah, so you see that, you see words on ending with and ster, you can be pretty assured that it's an adjective. And then the intensive form obviously is also a viable form as an adjective. Then our first example is die boxer is mooi. Daardie boxer is mooier. Maar hierdie boxer is die mooiste. You can also say daardie boxer is beeldskoon. You see, all these adjectives follow the noun, and that's what makes them attributive. Now in Afrikaans, you can clearly see that it's the base form. So where does the distinction lie? Hold on, let me just get through the attributive and then we'll talk about the predicative. You can skip now, it's a timestamp down below if you really want to see the differences quickly. Okay. Lik describes a state of being. Able, all those things. This is directly translated as lik or likke, depending on attributive or predicative. So in attributive, it's lik. Jy is begeerlik. You are desirable. You see, jy is begeerlik. Begeerlik is describing you. You are desirable. Desirable describes you. So desirable follows the jy, which is you, singular. Ja, jy is begeerlik. Okay? So that's an example. Lik is able, all those bills. Okay, that is what lik means. Then rig is almost like iffy, hy is skamerig, he is shyish, or shyish. It's a rig really translates as ish. So it's like, yeah, he's kind of this way and more that way. So that's the description. That's when you would use a rig as part of your adjective. So hy is skaam, he is shy. So skaam is describing him, but you can also change it to hy is skamerig, he is shyish. So that's just one way you can change it. Then we have achtig. So this can be translated as like or ish as well. So they are childish. Hulle is kinderagtig. Agtig. They are childish. Kinderlik is more childlike. That's what it means. So it depends on your word which you use. For example, hulle is skaapagtig. They are sheepish or they are sheep-like. They follow the leader. That's hulle is skaperig or skaapagtig. If you would turn the noun into an adjective, that's how you can do it. You can just add a rig to compare one object with the attributes of another. So you don't necessarily have to have an adjective to use a noun as an adjective. All you need to do is you want to compare one person with qualities of another, or the distinctive qualities of another. For example, people can be sheepish. Sheep is a noun. You can't say people are sheep. People do say that, but you can't grammatically really say that. It doesn't really make sense. So what you would do is you would say people are sheepish. Now the same thing in Afrikaans. You don't turn a naamwoord or a noun. You can turn it into an adjective, but most of the time you can't use it directly to describe something else. You can't compare apples with pears. You have to say an apple is pear-like. It's not the apple is a pear, the apple is a pear or is pear-like. So the apple is shaped like a pear, tastes like a pear, more in that line. Okay, so I hope this message is conveyed properly. Yeah, cool. Now you can also say die aardappels is gebak. The potatoes are baked. What do you do with with a past tense sentence? All you do is you just say the apples are baked or is baked. Are baked. The potatoes are baked. The aardappels is gebak. So gebak is not an object. Remember, an object receives an action. A subject deals the action and the verb is the action. But an adjective describes a noun. So you can't say the baking is receiving the potatoes. No, gebak is describing the state of being of the potatoes. So die aardappels is gebak. Gebak is describing what is done to the potatoes. Okay? So the aardappels is gebak. You just add ge as a prefix. When you say when something is done, when you turn it into a past tense sentence, that's it. So ant or under, that ending of a word describes a continuous tense. So for example, die man stap al etende. The man is walking eatingly. It sounds a bit strange in English, but in Afrikaans it does make sense. It is just referring to the man walking and eating. So die man stap al etende. Al etend is another way of saying it. So etend, it's not, you can't say die man stap eet. Al eet. You can't say that. It does not make sense. So what you'd say is die man stap al etende. So inde describes what the man is doing. It is describing he is eating. Is eating. Remember, present continuous. So he is continually eating as he is walking. There's no time limit. It's not he had eaten or he ate. It's he is eating. So etende describes when something is happening now, when something is continually happening. And yeah, that's it. Those are all your attributive adjectives. Now let's talk about the attributive adjectives. The attributive adjective, the general rule you can most often follow is just adding an a. Whatever word you would use in your predicative case, you would just add an e. That's it. Die mooie meisie stap. Die meisie is mooi, die mooie meisie stap. The girl is beautiful. The beautiful girl walks. So it's really that simple. All you do is you add an e to the adjective and put the adjective before the noun it is describing. And voila, there is your predicative adjective. This is very useful for when you want to continue your sentence. Otherwise, you have to end it. Die meisie is mooi. En blah, 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 blah. Whereas you can say, die mooie meisie, stap, blah, 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 blah. But there are some rules. For example, te is used when a word ends on a K, T, and P. For example, geëik, geëik, te. Geëik is the measurement of when something is weighed. It's usually marked as 5 kilograms of steak. It's quite a lot, but yeah. So you can just it's the marking of when something is weighed or measured. That's what eik means. Geëikte. Die geëikte vleis is in die slagter se huis. The marked meat is in the butcher's house or home. Thuis is home and huis is house. Okay, another distinction. Krap turns into gekrapte. Die mure is gekrap. Die gekrapte mure is lelik. The walls are scratched and the scratched walls are ugly. So you see the difference. It's die gekrapte instead of die mure is gekrap. So you add te when words end on K, T, and P. Then our next one is te is also used as a suffix when the root word of the verb ends on a G, F, and S, but only when the second last sound is a short, emphasized vowel. That's quite a mouthful, so I want you to pause this video, read it, and try and make sense of what I just said. For example, verpas turns into verpaste. Ek het die bus verpas. Die verpaste bus is weg. I missed the bus. The missed bus is gone. Missed bus and the bus, I missed the bus. So it describes, the first one describes you missing the bus, and the second one is the missing bus is gone. It's long gone, you missed it. You overslept. No. So verpas means to miss or to be late and miss. That's the dictionary definition. To miss, essentially. When the root word of the verb ends on an S and is preceded by a K, L, R, or T, te is added once again. So remember what I said. I said that Afrikaans really developed organically. So the vocabulary came first. The rules came second. The rules is describing how we talk. So there's when these are these ludicrous rules, okay, you don't have to remember them. It'll come naturally. It's designed to be as natural as possible. This is just giving definition to why we say something. So when you have this long, very specific rule, it's not on purpose. The rule is just describing how we talk in general. Vervlaks turns into vervlakste. Damned turns into damned. Die hond is vervlaks reg. The dog is for sure right. Maar die vervlakste hond blaf aanhoudend. The damn dog barks consistently. Okay, that's te. Now de. D-E. De. De is used as a suffix when the root word of the verb ends on a G, F, and S, but only when the second last sound is a long vowel or a diphthong. For example, oi, ui, I, oi, you. All those diphthongs, and then, of course, your long vowels, a, e, o, u. For example, afgesaag, afgesaagde. The word ends on a G, and it's preceded by a long vowel, a. Ag, afgesaag, afgesaagde. Verbs that end in L, M, N, remember, NG, a vowel or a diphthong also gets de as a suffix. For example, vertel, vertelde. Told, told. So, die story is vertel, the story is told. Die vertelde story is prachtig. The told story is very beautiful. I don't know what prachtig is in English. Prach and praal. Beauty and something else. It's an old word. I don't know it. Forgive me. But there are exceptions, of course, so I would recommend just, you don't have to waste your time on these rules, really. But if you do want to, here is an exception. Bedwellum, bedwellum, Hy is bedwellum. He is drugged. Die bedwelmde ou lyk mal. The drugged guy looks crazy. The bedwellum turns into bedwelmed or bedwelmde. Both of those are correct. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's really all there is to adjectives. Now, it's quite a lot. This video took me a crazy amount of time to make, so I really would appreciate it if you maybe just consider leaving a like down below. I am going to put this series on hold in favor of a new series that I'm going to start. It's aimed at helping students with their exams. I hope you can understand this video. People don't really want to learn Afrikaans. I've looked at the stats. It's pretty dwindling. All right, I'll hopefully see you in the next episode.